you have these videos where older people get interviewed and they're asked, what would you tell your younger self, or what's your one big regret? And they always say time, more presence, spending time with family. I wish I hadn't worked as much. And do you know what I think every time I watch these videos? That is life in France. And I kind of think I feel like over the 10 years of living here, I've been let into this secret that age gives us, that we all naturally come to with age, with kind of realising what's important with life, but kind of France just pulls you in quicker and you realise it sooner. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So this year we've lived in France for 10 years, which is quite incredible to say. So on top of my weekly videos, I wanted to also do these just reflective, chatty ones about my experiences and kind of what I've taken from the 10 years of us living in France. So this week I really wanted to talk about life, I said life rules, but those kind of the fundamental aspects of life in France, and 5 in particular, which I've really come to live by. The first rule that we live by in France is life isn't meant to be rushed. There's no life medal for getting something completed quickly, going on to the next thing. I feel like speed isn't really admired here too much. It's all about balance. There's no praise for eating at your desk and working at the same time, or rushing through a meal, or multitasking your way through a day. Lunch is protected. Conversations aren't clipped short. No one gets cross if, and this happens all the time where we live, if the car in front of you suddenly stops and talks to someone walking on the side of the road. No one gets cross at that. They've seen someone, they'll have a quick, few second chat and be on their way. There's this importance of being present and balancing things that need to get done, of course, but also that this is life. There is, once the day's gone, it doesn't come back. The second point is that here I feel ordinary days deserve an intention. So in France, beauty isn't saved for the weekends or for a holiday. It's kind of weaved into daily life. So the table will get set, a nice meal will get prepared, fresh bread every day, a pause, a connection. There doesn't seem to be this mentality of greyness and getting through the day, because maybe at the weekend then you'll do something, or 5-week countdown until a holiday in the sunshine. It's very much kind of woven into daily life. People almost don't wait for real life to feel special before treating it with care. It's just what they do naturally. Living here has taught me that how you treat your ordinary days is actually how you treat your life, because very quickly those ordinary days, those just the other day, it stacks up and suddenly weeks, months, years have gone past. So it's very much those daily rhythms, those ordinary days, those Tuesdays as a special day because it's your life. And my third point is how work is really important, of course, but it isn't your worth. It doesn't define your worth here in France. Your worth comes from so many other things. Family, to rest without guilt. So to have that rest, to do things that make you you without feeling guilty that it isn't connected with work, or it isn't, you're not having to justify it. That's a part of being a person, being human. And another thing, to exist without this need of constantly producing. So without just doing something just for what it is. To me, it feels in France that work really has its boundaries. Even kind of ambition has an edge to it. Evenings, weekends, meals, they're all very protected. And family time isn't automatically sacrificed. People don't lead with what they do. They don't apologise for protecting their time. Their job is part of their life, but it isn't proof. It isn't proof of their life. Another life lesson that France has given me is that a simple life doesn't need defending. One of the quietest lessons really that France has taught me is this, that people don't over-explain. People don't justify their simpler homes or their slower mornings, saying no, living locally, not necessarily going out to pastures new. There is such a respect for the simple rhythms, the seasons, local produce. In France, quickly I learnt that choosing a calmer life isn't lack of ambition. It doesn't have these big connotations. It's a choice. And a choice doesn't need a permission from anyone or to be justified. And one of the biggest really life lessons of all, and something that I've completely changed in this respect. Joy comes in the way the year unfolds, the small repetitions and in the small moments. For example, the rhythm of the year in terms of food, how because we eat so seasonally, there's this real joy in the months passing and knowing what fruits and vegetables and what kind of dishes then you cook with what becomes available to you in the year. The rhythm that gives to your year is such a joy. And of course then growing a lot of it yourself, or going to something that me and the girls love doing, is going to the pick your own kind of farms locally, where we'll go and we'll collect strawberries, and then the cherries will come in, and then the fruit trees, so your plums and your peaches and your nectarines will come in, and there's this rhythm to the year that's just so beautiful, because that means that we will then make certain desserts with those fruits, or have them for goûter, and that brings such a joy. And so joy really comes from this familiarity of how the year unfolds, not necessarily from kind of constant novelty or constant new things. It's from this rhythm. Instead of chasing more and different, life really is shaped around those returning moments and the joy that they bring. Over time, those small repeated moments build a sense of steadiness, a feeling of being rooted, and life doesn't feel that it needs constant kind of upgrades to feel meaningful. So those are my little life lessons. Somewhat, in a way, a bit kind of wishy-washy, I guess, and certainly not a rule book as such. But once you start living them, it's very hard to unlive by them. And so yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to share with you today. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next video.